All right, this is gonna be a replay review video of Heads' games. I've not watched these. We'll see how this goes. Turn the sound down just a tiny little bit. Perfect. Okay. 8 pylon. Okay. Alright, cool. Speed this up just a little bit, especially at the beginning. I'm going to turn this off. I want it to... obviously, it's easy to give advice when you can see what everything's going on, but let's see what you see from this end. Okay, so I see that you... see that... Wow, okay. This is a strange build order. So I think this... okay. At this timing, if you see a hatchery go down that early, so typical 12 or 11 hatchery goes down at 140 or so. If you see a hatchery go down at like 126 earlier, so earlier than the 140, that's going to be a 9 hatch. 9 hatch, what that means, and again, it's a more unusual build, but basically what that will tell me is that they're going to likely, not all the time, but they're likely going to have, they're going to go more Zergling heavy in aggression. 9 hatch will give you more larva, but it'll give you less economy overall because you're delaying your drone production a bit. So that's the trade-off. You get a lot of larva, you get a lot of potential Zerglings, but you sacrifice that for economy. So it's kind of tricky sometimes because Zerg will sometimes still go like an eco build with 9 hatch, but you know, 70% of the time it's going to be more aggressive. So yeah. What you should do though, let's see. So you're going Forge Fast Expand. You should play as normal. This is supposed to counter 1 gate expand, or it's supposed to be really strong against it. But if you go Forge Fast Expand with Cannon, that's actually a really great counter to it without sacrificing any eco yourself. And I really love the Nexus before Forge. That's really the right move. And I like the drone harassment. I do want to see, typically with 9 hatch, they'll go an early gas too to get speedlings up. So it would be good to check this. So that's what I would be looking out for. No gas yet, but these are likely going to be Zerglings. Okay, that's a drone. Okay, so he's going more economically. Yeah, going more for an eco strategy. Okay, drone is out. Yeah, this is just kind of unusual, but that's okay. Okay, okay. So I see what you're thinking here. Okay, I like the probe transfer. Awesome. I'm gonna scroll back a bit. So your first cannon should be here. This way, if these Zerglings try to attack these buildings, they can the cannon can hit all of them and defend against these Zerglings. If he goes, let's say 6 or so, you'll need 2 cannons, but I think with 4, especially if you block with 1 or 2 probes, it's 1 should be enough. If you have no cannons, if you have no probes blocking, I think it's, I think you're fine. As long as the cannon fishes in time, you should be okay. So yeah, probe transfer is a little bit late, but that's okay. It's really important that you get 3 probes onto gas. A lot of Protos's tech will be gated by how much gas you have, so if you only have 2 on gas, that's going to really slow down your tech timing. Okay, Stargate, great, okay. As soon as you have 2 Zealots, okay, yeah, so, yeah, especially in the early mid-game, you want to have as many probes mining as possible. So what you could do is just have 1 Zealot here to block this gap here, one zealot here, and have just one probe stick to this area until your third zealot pops out. So that way you only have to have one probe sitting instead of two. But yeah, be sure to block this little gap here. So far it's okay. Tech is a little late. Part of it is the gas timing, but overall it's looking okay. The biggest thing, honestly though, is that you didn't keep your probe alive. This is one of the hardest things to do, from tier 3 all the way up until all the way through tier 0, in fact. A lot of probes or semi-pros will try to have their probe alive by 5 minutes, and that's so that you know if you can, 1, harass with your gateway zealots, number 2, know if you can skimp on cannons or if you can build it, or if you need a ton of cannons, or 3, also see what tech you can get away without. So let's say if you know they're going Hydra, sometimes you can skip Stargate. That's an option. But none of that is possible if you don't have your probe. So that's unfortunate. Right now we're just playing kind of blind. If he had went like 3-hatch Hydra, he would have just killed you straight up. Especially if the cannon's down here. Like, imagine there's like 6 Hydras here. He would just micro against these zealots. Zealots are slow. He would just kill you here. So you need to keep the probe alive as long as possible. I know it's super hard, but that's just something to strive for. But if you are going to play blind like this, I would recommend a second cannon, but preferably here in this general vicinity. Okay, Corsair's out. You need to scout with it as soon as possible. I need to see. You should check for 2 things. 1, I would check the path. Yeah, the first thing you should check is the path that he's supposed to come. Along this path, that's where you'll expect to see a Hydra bust attempt if you were to make one. And that'll give you some time to react to cannons. And then once you get to his base, try to go into his main to see what tech buildings he has. But this Corsair sitting here is... you lost a lot of precious seconds. You want your Corsair to move as soon as it's out, but the path looks very good. I really like this. So you see no third there. That's usually the area that would make a third. Okay, you see Hydra Den, 2. Okay, so this tells me that they're going for... Oh, you missed... I saw some creep here, but they definitely have a third base here. This tells me that they're going for a slow tech, but more Hydra heavy build. In which case you'll probably need another cannon or 2. Good, I like how you built one here. I would like to see another cannon going up there. Of course, this is still moving around. I like that. Typically, if you see Corsairs, if you see Hydras, I would prefer the gateways before the Templar Archives. Getting your Zealot count out is going to be more important than getting... It's important to get your Templar out, but your Zealots take a little bit priority. Okay, Corsairs move in. Looking to scout. Okay. So here we just see that they're massing up Hydras. I like the Zealot move out. I like that's putting pressure. And you force Sunkens and you force them to make Hydras. Excellent. Here, okay. I'm not even looking at your money right now. I can already tell you're going to be really mineral heavy. Or you're going to be too rich in minerals. This is bad. You really, this just hampers you so much. Okay, so I already know that, like, if I see, let's see, and you have decent probe saturation, which is good. If I see pure Hydra, no lair, I want to build 8 gateways starting around 7:30. This is because if you cut on Stargate tech or Corsairs, especially if you stop at 2, you have a lot of extra minerals to build gateways. And you need that that high gateway count so that you can match their ground force. So I'm going to look up at your minerals. Yep, you're at 600. So you could have started 5 more gateways or so, 4 more gateways about a minute ago, even a minute and a half ago. So having your gateway timing up is going to really help to get your unit mass up and really put even more pressure on him. So as of right now, because of this low gateway count, you're kind of letting him catch up his macro, because his production's gonna kind of run past yours because your gateway count's a little slow. So that's kind of that's gonna be a marker. If they're not making mutas, or if they don't have mutatech and you're cutting Corsairs, 730, you can just build up to 8 gateways on 2 bases, assuming you have good pro production, and you do have it right now. Okay. Continue to put pressure. Good. This runaround's really good. This makes it not easy for him to expand whenever, but unfortunately, it looks like he's gonna mass a lot of units pretty soon. Okay, actually like this. This is really cost effective. I like it. This is not as good. This is very bad. This is not as good. This is very bad. So the whole idea is that you want to, number one, try to know where he is, but number two, you want to save as many units as possible. You see the overlords. He knows where you are. You're trying to get a sense of where he is. Okay, so at this point, at this late in the game, so Protoss only has like a window to really pressure with Zealots around the 7 to 8 minute mark. After that, if Zerg isn't damaged, or if they're not like slowed down in terms of their economy, their production is going to outscale the ground forces that you have. Eventually, your unit composition will help you be more efficient with your economy, or with your attack, with your army, excuse me. But in this window where you don't have Dragoons, you don't have High Templars supporting, these Zealots are going to be outscaled by their Hydra production. So here I see, okay, you're going to get this easy like pick off, which is nice. But then as soon as you get these, just run. Just run. Because right now you're just begging to be surrounded and like eaten up by this flank here. Very likely there's going to be more coming here. You're just getting trapped by these two sides. So at that point, after you kill those Hydras with these, just run this way. Just run, run, run. This is not very ill-advised. And the reason is that this kind of attack is only potent in in a scenario with 2 factors. One is that these need a lot of Zealot support to help protect them from the Hydras. Naked Templars don't do well by themselves. Their storms get easily dodged. And then they just get picked off, and these are kind of your lifeblood of your army. These are really expensive. They take time to build energy. You lose these, it's kind of GG. Sometimes Zerg's entire game plans are revolved around killing your Templars. They'll make mutas, and they play this kind of mini game, as I've been told, and they can kill your Templars early game. At this stage in the game, they've won the game. Because at that point, Zerg's units just trade so much better with if Protoss doesn't have Storm. So don't expose them like this. The only time that it's viable to attack with Zealot High Templar only is if you've put them on the back foot. The only time that you're able to put them on the back foot, kind of, is when they go lair. And they have a window at 7 minutes, 8 minutes, where they're a bit vulnerable. But because they went like a very macro heavy late tech, they sacrificed the tech, but they have a lot of units. They didn't really have a window for them to attack. In which case, your goal in that scenario, in this scenario, is to build up a more late game centered army and focus on the mid to late game cost effectiveness of your army, since you don't really have a window in the early to mid game. So assuming, let's hypothetically, so not this game, but hypothetically say they went lair. So you have a window. You attack with your zealots. During that window, you do some damage, you kill some drones. They're on the back foot. Building up your zealot count and then also throwing a few high Templars, that's a cool finishing blow. You built tempo, you like set up your advantage. This is a good killing move. But this is not a, oh, I'm even, we're even, let's try to duke it out. This loses every time. So I do not like this. Sorry, yeah, Sunkens against, yeah, this is not going to end well. See, okay, you already know. This is exactly what I predicted. Storms without Zealot support are just really not great. And he's going to pick the last of these off. And you're going to, and I'm sure you feel super behind at this point. From here, he can just take like 2 more bases. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to stop him because you've lost your Templars. You don't have ground units that don't trade that well by themselves against Pure Hydra. So yeah, I'm going to speed this up because you're definitely on the back foot right now. From here, depends how you want to play. I would have GG'd out because it's just such a hard situation. But if you really want to play it through, I would definitely get more High Templars, get as many high Templars as you can. Rebuild it, slowly expand. You can't put any pressure on the map, but just try to expand slowly. Maybe take one base, secure that, take the other base as quickly as you can. Build up to a later stage army and attack at a much higher supply count. I would also get a second forge if you're going to do that and get double upgrades in that situation too. But here it looks like you're just going for a second attack, especially with no storm. He's going to outscale you. He's going to out macro you because this army composition just doesn't trade well against even Pure Hydra. Even at Pure Hydra or Hydra Lurk, this is not going to do well. So, okay. A little bit of pressure is okay. But it's really hard to win from this situation. The game was kind of lost in the mid game with that bungled High Templar attack. But yeah, he can just take 4 or 5 more bases, and it's going to be hard for you to come back here. Yep. And I don't have a lot more to say. His macro is just going to ramp up too quickly, and yours is a bit too far behind. And it's just going to be a slow death. He's just going to outtrade you. His economy is just going to explode. So yeah, the game was lost earlier. I might get this actually, but yeah, he does have quite big units. Okay, so you transferred some probes. Do make sure you have a few more. You want to get up to 50 or so if you're on 3 base. It's hard to count, I get it, but saturation here is good. This is okay. Definitely could use a few more, but this is definitely really bare, so I would made a few more rounds of probes. But yeah, you can see his supply is ahead of yours, and that's a unfortunate situation for any Protoss. But he's attacking really inefficiently. He's just coming in little clumps here and there, so that works in your favor. So he's trading inefficiently, but yeah, his economy is going to be too good. Yeah, he just attacks in little clumps, which gives you a chance. But yeah, while you're doing this, if you're trading well like this, just take another base. You need to claw your way back economically. But yeah, this is what I predicted. He's just going to run you over eventually. not even, yeah. I don't know. Okay, yeah, this is more like it. Yeah, I don't know. It worked in your favor that he was just trading so inefficiently. If he was a little bit more coordinated, it would have broken you, I think. Yeah, I'm just kind of repeating myself. The main idea was that the game, the shift was turned earlier, much earlier. And if you're gonna play like this, yeah, definitely need to take another base. Probably take this one too. Okay, let's recap. So I repeated myself a lot, but yeah, the PvZ is a matchup where a lot of it's determined in the early to mid game, so it's kind of less relevant to talk about the late game when the early to mid game advantage is like so well established. So want to keep your probe alive is number one. You would have maybe found out that he's going a fast Hydra, delayed lair. This means, in summary, that he won't be vulnerable to any timing attacks because he'll have so much larva to build Hydras. Timing attacks meaning like the Zealot +1 move out. But you still want to make Zealots and you still want to move out to cause some pressure, but you don't want to commit too hard. Because in most scenarios, he's going to have always enough to defend. But yeah, forcing him to stay at base is good. But yeah, don't commit too hard, which you didn't mid-game, which is really nice. It was just here that you did so, and that this pretty much lost you the game. And especially this is a nail in the coffin. What you should have done in that situation is kill the Hydras when you can, but move back. Eventually get a Dragoons. Slowly transition to Dragoons. Take a base quicker, a little quicker than usual, probably around 10, 11 minutes. Get a second forge. Get that extra upgrade. You want to power up for a later mid to late game push. That's the kind of downside of this build, is that he does have a lot of units, but his upgrades will be a bit delayed, and so he'll trade really poorly as the game scales. So you want to scale for a stronger mid game, while more of his power is in the early game. You want to get your gateways up quicker. Build 8 gateways starting about 7:30, and yeah, so that'll help you match his Hydra count. But then once you reach about 150 supply, 160 supply, you'll have either 2-1 or 1-2 upgrades. That's the time to attack. That's the time to start making trades. You have tons of goons to fight against his Hydras, lots of storm. The only thing from there to watch out for is a muta transition, in which case many Protoss in this scenario will also get a Dark Archon to help supplement their army. So all of the above are good. Obviously, having a Zealot to run around, seeing where his units are, bases are, is going to be a good idea. I would just take a Zealot and like patrol, run here, and that's going to cover all these bases. Or, excuse me, here and here, and that's going to create this path that they're just going to run around, run back and forth, and help find new bases. But yeah, just attacking into strength. Like, he's been ahead of you because he killed those Zealots and High Templar earlier. But you keep running into his, like, forces, so you're just kind of donating units to him at this point. Eventually, he does try to attack you, but his units are kind of uncoordinated, so it looks like you have a chance. In which case, you know, do take advantage of that. If he does keep doing that, then you want to take a base yourself to, like, take advantage of his kind of sloppiness, because you want to grow your economic base since you're a little bit behind, or quite a bit behind, if I might add. But you kind of stick around with these 3 bases, and when you stick around 3 bases with only 40 probes, you're only going to be on 8 gate production at best. 8 to 10 gateway production, while he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hatcheries, and 8 hatcheries will be 8 gateways, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the summary. When you see early hydras, that means you know, do harass but don't commit. Power up for a later game, mid game. That's kind of the moral of the story. Okay. Go to the second replay now. This one's on butter. Alright, looks like it's the same Zerg. I'm going to turn his vision off. Okay. So Forge Fast Expand, very nice. Okay. If you see Muta first, actually, you can cancel the Forge if you saw it in time. So you can get the Nexus up earlier. Especially, did you gate expand? Sorry, did you Forge expand or Pylon? Yeah. Did you Forge Scout or Pylon Scout? Let's see. Okay, so you Pylon Scout. Yeah. If you Pylon Scout, you'll see their hatchery in time, in which case you can even wait to make the Forge if you really wanted to. It might make you vulnerable to 4-pool, but that doesn't. I don't think that'd be likely on this map for this scenario, because he's super screwed if you do anything otherwise. Okay, so you see the hatchery. Yeah, if you see hatchery, you don't even need to build Forge. You can build Nexus. And that'll help you with your economy a little bit better. If you see... okay, this is a pro tip. Zergs will hate me for this. This tip works at every single level. From F to S rank. Zerg wants to be on 3 base, right? They're likely going to take either this base or this base. Most likely, though, I think they're going to take this base. The other thing is that you saw the drone run this way. So let's take a look at that again. Okay. Look at the pool. Pool timing is important. Great. Oh, I think I missed it. So, yeah. Sorry. Okay, you see the pool's being delayed. That's cool. And that's because of the hatch. Okay, this drone here, I want you to follow it. He's going to try to expand with it, likely, either here or here. Most likely here, but whichever case, have the probe follow it. Delaying their third, like even if you're slow with APM, even if you just build a pylon at the area that they want to expand, that's a huge pain in the ass for them. That will that does a lot of mental damage, but it can potentially screw up their build. And if the more experienced they are, the more flustered they'll be, and the more mistakes from then on they'll make. A good player will still like recover, but it's still really annoying for them. That's effective at any level. Okay. I would have built Gateway before Cannon. Your Cannon needs to be started as soon as the eggs hatch. So the fact that the cannon is about to finish now means that you could have snuck in a gate or gas even before you made the cannon. Honestly, I'm a little bit less. I remember the timing is a little bit less well since I go gate expand now, and I don't know the timings quite as well here, unfortunately. But I think the idea is that you can still go gate and gas before cannon. Give that a shot. At least gate. At least try to get the gate up before the cannon. Do some experimentation. I'm sorry, I don't have a great answer, but the idea is trying to cut corners in response to what you see. That's the most important thing here. So 6 Zerglings. We definitely want to get a second cannon up. I think 1 cannon is okay for 4 Zerglings, but 2 cannons is absolutely necessary for 6 Zerglings. Oh, wait, am I an idiot? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Sorry, hold on. Where'd those come from? So, oh, okay, I see. So, he built Zerglings here. Okay, I would have been tricked as well. This is why, actually, hold on. I think once you see the pool and gas timing, I would want to be here as much as possible. So here's the thing. I'd say, so 3 minutes I think is a good cutoff. 3 minutes is generally, okay, so, it's going to get a little convoluted. Okay. 2:30 is kind of a reasonable gas timing for Zerg, and in response to Forge Fast Expand. So 2:30, kind of want you to remember that. If you don't see gas yet, that means it's not gonna be fast tech. He's not going to go for like Ling Speed or Hydras. Sorry, Ling Speed or Mutas. If anything, he's gonna go for like a slower tech Hydra based build. That's gonna be the most likely thing. If you see this after, the 2:30 mark, you kind of don't need to see this anymore. You saw the pool timing, you can just leave here. There's nothing more, I think, that you'll need. Sure, like knowing exactly when the gas time is going to come up could be nice, but all you need to know, it's not a super fast gas. So super fast gas is like 2 minutes, 2:15. As long as it's not past the 2:30 mark, as long as it's like, if it's past the 2:30 mark, you know it's slow. You know he's going to go for a drone heavy, Hydra heavy build. He's not going to, you don't need to know much more than this. Hence why I would go out here as soon as possible. But the fact that you stayed here, you don't know his total Zergling count from his hatchery. So if I saw this, I would have been tricked as well. And because you didn't kind of stick around the natural area after what you saw here, he's going to have a few extra Zerglings for free. This is oh man, it was almost good actually. You almost had it, but yeah, especially though, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So two main things. One is that once you kind of get a general sense of the speed of the gas, whether he's going to go fast tech or not, kind of the pool timing, I would stick around scouting outside the net. You want to see if he's, at the very least, you want to see what's popping out of the eggs out of his natural, because that's going to determine whether he's going to go aggressive or not. The other thing is that if you see 6 Zerglings or more, you definitely want 2 cannons. And yeah, that's definitely necessary. I do wonder, I'm gonna play this part one more time. I want to see what happens here. So let's say if you saw 6 Zerglings pop out right now. Okay, let's say if you started your second cannon right now. A cannon finishes at... hold on, 1 second. Brood War. Years of playing this game and I still don't know the answer. So a cannon will finish in 31 seconds. So let's say 31 seconds. If you had a probe here, you'd make this. Yeah, maybe cut the gas for just a little bit. But you would make the cannon, and this would finish around. What did I say? Short-term memory. Okay, 31 seconds. Let's just say 30 seconds. So you finish around 3:42. If you had make that second cannon as soon as you saw the 6 Zerglings, the second cannon would have finished right around now. And that would give you a chance to hold off these Zerglings. So yeah, even if you didn't see those Zerglings from the Nat, building the second cannon when you first saw the 6 Zerglings in the main was still giving you a chance. So yeah, just some small things to clean up there. But yeah, this is GG basically. He's gonna get a 3rd up soon. This is, yeah, you can't get a cannon up here. Your economy is kind of screwed. Yeah, it's over. All right, GG. Hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions. I hope that was helpful. All right, take care.